Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video. This week I'm going to be telling you a story. So I found online that a guy had done a story of when he was younger, when he was a little kid, and people loved it. So I thought I'd share with you one of mine, and it involves my late grandma. She died a few years ago. We called her Nanan. And she's from Holland. She had one of the longest names I've ever come across, but all I can remember is Hendrika Jacoba, and then she had a couple of other names in there. But yeah, she is my grandma, and she died, gosh, I can't remember how old I was. I know I was still at secondary school when it happened. She used to babysit me when I was little, and I always remember seeing her. She used to smoke all the time, really bad smoker, and my mum hates smoking. So whenever she babysat us, my mum said that she'd have to go outside to smoke. Well, instead, my nanan liked to smoke inside, but next to the extractor fan. So I will always remember her stood there underneath the hood of the extractor fan with a cigarette, smoking, and just, stood there. Yeah, I miss that. But anyway, so this one particular night, I think I must have been about 3. My mum and dad, back when they were back together, they split up when I was about 3.5. They'd gone out to a dinner. I think it might have been an awards dinner or something, and my grandma was babysitting us, and I'm the youngest at that point. Now that my mum's remarried, there's 6 of us, but at that point there was only me and my 2 older brothers, and I'd for some reason couldn't get to sleep, so I came downstairs to see my grandma, to see my nanan, and she'd sent me back upstairs, and she thought everything was fine, and yeah, I think an hour later or something, she went to check on me, and I wasn't in my bed. I just disappeared, and she had no clue where I was. So she goes and looks in my brother's bedroom, and I'm not there. She looks around the house, and I'm not there, and she starts to panic. So she rings my mum, and my mum and dad came back. They started looking for me. They couldn't find me anywhere. I think they knocked on neighbours' doors. They were out looking for me on the streets. They'd rang the police. The police were coming around to help look. And my dad decided to get my brothers out of bed, so he pulled the covers back, got them out of bed, got them in the kitchen, started looking around the rest of the house again, and they just couldn't find me. So eventually, they put my brothers back to bed. The police were out looking, everyone was out looking, and as my brothers got back into bed and they pulled the covers back onto them, they noticed at the bottom of one of my brother's beds there was this lump, and they pulled the covers back off the bottom of the bed, and I had got into bed with my brothers and was curled up in a ball at the bottom of their bed, and I'd not even left the house. I'd just decided to crawl into my brother's bed, and had my dad fully pulled the covers off, they'd have noticed me. They wouldn't have had to call the police. They wouldn't have been panicking. Well, had my grandma actually walked me up the stairs and put me in bed, we wouldn't have had it. Anyway, she was one of these, blasé nanans. So that's the story of what happened when my nanan babysat us. It's the naughtiest I think I was as a child. I think it's the worst thing I did. Yeah, that's a fun story that I thought I would share with everyone. If you want to hear any more stories, or if you've got any stories that you want to tell, comment below. And please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.